all of you know, on June 23rd, Anthony Rendon, Speaker of the Assembly, decided to shelve SB 562 until further notice. Just an hour and a half, by the way, after we delivered a myriad of amendments to the bill, which were responsive to his staff when we met with them, the staff of the Assembly Health Committee, as well as various stakeholders that we met with. Now remember, right, as Senator De Leon said, the Senate passed this supposedly woefully incomplete bill on June 1st, right? That was a joke. You're supposed to laugh. Yeah. Right? That's the terminology that Rendon used in his statement on June 23rd. So after it was passed on June 1st, it went over to the Assembly. We immediately set about meeting with, like I said, various staffers from the Health Committee to Rendon's office and so forth. They said, among other things, don't focus on financing yet. Focus on policy first. So that's what we did, right? And we addressed those concerns in the form of these amendments. We delivered them at about 3:30 p.m. on June 23rd, or excuse me, June 23rd, and about an hour and a half later, he issues the statement. Now, there's a lot to be said in terms of the history and what happened and everything else, and maybe we'll get into that when we respond to questions. But I just want to say that we acted in good faith. We did everything they told us to do. We did everything the Senate told us to do. We did everything that the staffers told us to do. We came up with the amendments that we came up with. At the end of the day, this is not a woefully incomplete bill. If you signed it tomorrow, if the governor signed it tomorrow, it would implement single-payer health care for this state. And it is completely disingenuous for Anthony Rendon or anyone else to say it can't be done. Or like he said, to some community activists who went to his office last week, that it's criminal to promise people that they can have health care. We strongly disagree, needless to say. So he's come up with this select committee, which is definitely in response to the amazing pressure that is building and that will continue to build. But this select committee will do nothing and they will deal with no question that couldn't have been answered if he hadn't cut off the legislative process, the democratic legislative process. Every question that will come up in this so-called select committee could have been answered through the process. The bill was delivered, it's been sitting on his desk since June 1st. It's August 26th. The thing could have been done by now. That's plenty of time to meet with all of the stakeholders to address the concerns and to get single payer done. Unfortunately, the select committee is, in our humble opinion, not about truly finding answers or truly getting serious about single payer, as he said. It's about attempting to slow down the momentum that has built. It's about trying to discourage you. And so don't be discouraged. Stay the course, right? And it's also about trying to dilute what we already know is the answer that has been referred to here tonight already, which is that single payer is the answer. So in this select committee, what they're going to try to do is bring in the insurance industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the hospitals, those unions that don't support what we're doing. But in addition to that, to counter that will be the unions that are in favor of this, the grassroots that are in favor of this. And by the way, that bill got through the Senate because of the power of the grassroots. The nurses, the grassroots together got that bill through. And Rendon knew that, right? The reason he held it up was to make sure, among other reasons, not just that the insurance companies and the pharmaceuticals and the hospitals would be happy, but it was also about, as he said, protecting his members. Protecting them from what? From the voters? From their constituents? That is a slap in the face to all of us, and it's a slap in the face to the concept of democracy. These people were elected to go up there and to make tough decisions. All we were asking for was for it to be processed through the normal legislative procedures. Go to the Assembly Health Committee.